Hey y'all, how's it going? It is time for the reaction and recap to Fallout Season 2, Episode 7, The Handoff. I don't really know what to expect from this one. A lot of things were set up. There was a lot of transitions going on in the last episode, so we could be going anywhere. There's no telling. Let's see what happens. Let's just jump right into it. Radium City. What is this? Is that Steph?
Posers, turn around and start walking or I will shoot.
Hey, what the? So there's a reason she's crazy? Steph's origin story? Steph's villain origin? The sleeping mask! The CGI is killing me.
You just go south.
Well, she looks totally different in this setting.
You keep going south.
You're coming with me.
It's too late for both. There's a flood coming. And you keep your head above that water any way you can. You cling to the highest branch you can find and you survive.
Her mom is scary if that's her mom. So she's illegally immigrating into the US from Canada before the annexation, or what? Oh.
Hey, beautiful. Passport.
Don't think of them as human beings. Think of them as Americans.
Oh. Okay, so she's just killing everybody in her path. So the highest branch to cling to is Vault-Tec? Makes sense. Well, that's crazy. Didn't see that coming. Back to this. What's your plan, Lucy? He's still got the cuffs on.
Well, I guess this is one way to save the world, but it's wrong.
Perfect is the enemy of good, Lucy.
This is far from perfect, hon.
What does it do to their brains?
Tidies things up a bit. This dial controls how much amnesia they have. And the mainframe implants new ideas in their heads, turning these wastelanders into well-meaning, good people.
So can they give them their memory back if they turn the dial down? Also,
Shutting this
she's
whole
going to
thing
use it
down
on him,
and bringing
right?
you home. How do I do that?
Once the procedure's been finished, it's irreversible.
Oh.
Fine. And how do I stop you from making more?
Well, we have to destroy the mainframe which programs the boxes, and that's in the basement.
How do I get there?
Boxes.
A bit of a hike. Let's take the golf cart.
So they're called boxes.
What's
Okay.
a golf cart?
This is gonna be fun. All right. Back. Good.
This is bittersweet. He's teaching his daughter how to drive. If only they grew up in normal circumstances and he wasn't a psycho.
There's two pedals.
I know, but you just use one foot for both
That
pedals.
doesn't make any sense.
Some people drive two-footed. My grandma drives two-footed. Don't know how.
I really wish we'd have a normal life, Siobhan.
We did have one, Dad. You wrecked it.
Although it wasn't even normal at that point either. Before, because they were in a vault.
The mainframe is in there.
Okay, I need water and I need potassium.
Make it explosive. Come on, you got
With,
this.
Oh, mind the floor. I just mopped.
Thank you.
Let me guess, destroying the mainframe kills all of them in the process.
You know, the Legion is still out there. With what you've created, you could stop them.
We could stop them, Lucy.
Some NCR. Oh, they're at the Mojave Mission School thing. Where they found Cooper. Like, he's probably gonna ask him for some ghoul advice.
Hey, just a couple of ghouls. Am I right?
I'm still not sure about that.
Just talking ghoul stuff. So you fought that guy? You sure we should be following him?
He said he would take us to Lucy. Hey, where are we going?
Lucky 38.
We're going the wrong direction.
You want to save the girl, you're going to have to get into an impenetrable vault. You want to cross the strip, you're going to have to kill a pack of death claws.
So Lucy's in Las Vegas.
You ask a lot of goddamn questions. I got a question for you. How do you have that?
Whoa, 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 okay.
Oh,
We
yikes,
can
yikes, yikes,
maybe
yikes.
all agree that He's got a gun?
He knows what that is.
This is for Lucy. She'll do the right thing with it.
Cooper, don't try anything. You've waited long enough to get it. You can wait a little longer.
My friend get back to his hotel room.
Oh, not to worry, sir.
Bet you've seen a lot in this town.
$100 is not much in that day and
Seen
age.
your face on those billboards for the vault.
That's Steph!
Do you have any idea how a gal on minimum wage can get into one?
I'm sorry,
No,
sweetheart,
shot. She got a
the
job
vaults aren't all
through
they're cracked
him.
up to be.
Do you know how I could get a job at Vault Tech?
This is crazy,
Kim.
dude. Hauling him away like laundry. Alright, so what's the plan, y'all? What are we doing? Are we on the same page or not? Back to the Wrangler. The pre-war Wrangler. Oh, they got a regular deer head up there. Funny. He would wear a flat cap like that.
Thank you very much for meeting me.
Thank you for bailing me out of jail.
I know you're a good person. I saw you at that VA meeting last week. Why can't good people like you just learn to sell it better?
I don't know. How's that worked in your experience? How much do you actually know about the company that put you on all those billboards?
More than I did when I signed that contract.
So you know why your wife is in Las Vegas?
Why does she
Delivering the
know?
most powerful technology in the world to the most powerful man in the world.
They'll be the only ones left, and that's what they want.
How does she fit into any of this?
What if my wife's deal fell through? What would you do with infinite energy?
Give it away to the public.
If I could deliver it to you, I'll need assurances.
If it helps, 2 hours ago, an unmarked government plane landed at McCarran Airport. The President of the United States is in Las Vegas.
You can get me a meeting with the president.
Yes.
President.
Give him the diode, and we can put an end to 25 years of resource wars.
Oh, look at the helmet. NCR Armory. That's pretty cool. That's a good haul. The grenades laying out there. Ooh, is that an assault rifle? No, that's a grenade launcher. And a hunting rifle.
Hello, darling.
What is that?
I'm actually kind of new to all this ghoul stuff. Yeah. Still got my nose.
Is that a laser rifle or what?
That's the worst thing, really, is just waiting for it to fall off. This is normal, right?
No.
Why are you helping us with all this?
Well, ain't nothing in this world for free.
Now you want what's in this room. You got to give me what's in your pocket.
I told you. It's for Lucy.
She want to give that thing to a good person so they can save the world. I understand. But
He's
in
done
order
it.
to save that good person, you're gonna have to give it to a really bad person.
Ooh, shit. Except it's power armor. That's so sick. Bro, you gonna cry?
Always.
He says say less.
Now you understand.
Brotherhood can't track that one. Uh-oh. Come on, Norm, do something.
Wait, I'm actually pretty sure that the Vault-Tec handbook says that impersonating management is punishable by death.
Of course it does.
Oh, well, if you're pretty sure the Vault-Tec handbook says that, I mean...
He's awake. Knock him out again.
What's gonna happen to my vault? No, no. This can't be good for your brain. No, no, no.
Oh. Oh, no, it's time for a wedding.
So I saw we're getting married tomorrow. I'm so excited. Why?
Chet. I'm working.
I saw the jaw clench. Do something, Chet. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, it's glasses. Oh, are those Woodies?
Have you seen Woody lately?
Seems like so many people missed my big public announcement.
Which was?
Woody's been sent on a leadership exchange program in Vault 31.
She killed him. She killed him. Come on, chat. Do something. He was your friend. Wait, you're destroying the evidence? We're just gonna move on?
Water rationing remains in effect until further notice. Showers are outlawed.
Gross.
And so is flushing the toilet.
Oh. Ooh, a safe. Oh, she's giving in. She's gonna give Steph Hank's case. Steph, the crazy wolf child from Canada.
Henry, you and your secrets.
Oh, I shouldn't even open it and look at it. I want to see what it is.
How I remember you. We were scared of you.
Yeah.
You gave your word.
That doesn't mean anything to her.
Divert 50% of your water production.
You'll get your water.
So something happened in that hotel with Hank.
Whatever you're up to, I want no part of it.
The deal was for the water. I can't speak for the future.
Like, okay. Do we get to see what happens in the hotel? What's going on in Freeside? Oh, is it Max in his new power armor? Oh, look at the blades on the arms. Oh, yeah, now he's popular.
Never underestimate the power of brand recognition.
Oh, the red on the face. Oh, it looks like him when he was little. So some people do care who's in charge of management on the strip. I think he feels better as an NCR guy than a Brotherhood guy.
Once we cross over there, we're gonna have to move fast. Sniper, get up on that roof.
His arm?
Yeah,
just...
I would. I just seem to be having sort of a medical episode here.
What is he?
Maybe you should hang back this time, Thaddeus.
He's gonna grow a second head or something, just like Harold. Now she put the dress on. How's it feel?
Okay.
Lucy, I need you to make the right decision here. Oh, who you calling? The handcuffs.
Mashed potatoes. Just like home.
Always your favorite.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything bad. He wasn't violent. He was a good guy.
Cool.
Will there be anything else?
Do you remember me?
Yes. This morning.
No, from the hill where we first met. Do you remember the New California Republic?
No.
We're fine here, thank you. New California Republic. It's just like the Legion.
Oh, no.
You'll understand when you're older.
Let me help you.
Oh, the key.
I think I do understand. One side is murdering people, enslaving them, crucifying them, and the other side is just vaguely problematic.
Yeah.
Good Lucy, no.
Good one. Good one.
You know, I have to admit, you always were a good father. Thanks to you, I'm not a fudging idiot.
Lucy.
We have to get out of here.
I have to do something first.
What you gonna do? Who you gonna call? Call Lucy. Call the vault.
Lucy, if you're out there, I'm on the surface. I need your help.
Go save your baby, bravo.
Dad, if you can hear me, what's gonna happen to our vault?
Happy
And
wedding
do
day.
you, Overseer Stephanie Harper, take Vault Dweller Chet to be your lawfully wedded husband?
She's got a white eye patch.
I do.
And do you, Vault Dweller Chet, take Overseer Steph to be your wife?
Now's the time, Chet.
I don't. Ooh. I now pronounce you...
I don't.
That's right, Chet. You don't.
Chet.
Tell everybody what she did.
Do this.
It just seemed like the only time that I was gonna have a lot of, you know, witnesses
Oh, yeah.
around.
Good. Steph murdered Woody.
I think that Steph is part of some kind of plan to hurt us. I don't know what exactly, but I don't think that Woody is in Vault 31. I think that Steph hurt him. I found his glasses in our garbage disposal.
Where are these glasses?
I
Destroyed them.
put them back. Steph was not born in Vault 31.
Shit.
She's 200 years old. And she's not even from America.
Show the card, show the card.
She's Canadian.
Yes! They said Canada! Oh, she's about to snap. Oh, she's just running. She's in fight or flight. I thought she would have chosen fight, though. Oh, what's she gonna do? Alright, tear it up, y'all.
What's the strategy?
I want you to get between me and anything that looks like that.
Nice. Ooh, yeah, buddy. Where's all the others? Oh. Oh, is that a Gauss rifle? All right then. Y'all better get inside. Because there's more. Oh. That's not good. Hey, y'all might want to, like, go inside. His face. And Cooper just leaves him. Of course he did. Screens are dark. No signal. That means his body was killed.
The only way to save our family is to save the world.
Y'all stressing me out. Got the crowbar and her dad's Pip-Boy. Very smart.
Mr. President, thank you for doing the right thing, son.
This don't feel right. What is it? What is it? Is that Mr. House's head? Dude. Oh, that's her head?
Oh, Dinah.
What? Yep.
Well, hello, old chum.
How did he just come back?
They did the wang dang, but sure did love. It was the wang dang.
The Big 51. Oh, the T-51. Okay. I have a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to answer them before I come back and do a little breakdown on this, so see y'all soon. Alright, I think I've answered most of the questions that I had that can actually be answered at this time. Still a few things that I'm not sure about, but I don't think I'm supposed to be sure about it. Let's get into it. So this episode started off so differently than all of the other episodes. I was almost worried for a second that I was watching the wrong show. It's a very different setting, snowy forest. Steph and I think the caption said it's her mom, sprinting through these Canadian woods trying to get to the border. They're fleeing a Canadian internment camp called Uranium City. Uranium City is actually a real-world community in Canada. It was originally founded in the 1950s to house workers of nearby uranium mines. So, obviously, that's the mine, or that's the location that they're going to go with for the show. It's essentially an internment camp for those who are in Canada during the very tumultuous annexation of Canada, which was nothing short of conquest by the United States. So Steph and her mom appear to have been in one of these internment camps and are trying to cross the border into America for a better life. Unfortunately, they are caught by a U.S. military soldier, and he's about to gun them down when an unnamed suicide bomber runs up to him and blows them both up. In the process, there is a piece of shrapnel that hits Steph's mom and mortally wounds her. This is a nightmare that Steph is experiencing while asleep in the vault. It keeps jumping back and forth between the flashback/nightmare and her laying in bed, and then eventually getting up and brushing her teeth while she relives this moment. It's probably something that she has relived many times. Can't be good for her mental health. Not that any of us thought that she had good mental health to begin with. So while her mom is bleeding out in the snow, she tells Steph to go south, forget what she was taught about her religion, and to do everything possible, including hurt and murder people, to survive and thrive on her own. She specifies for Steph to not think of these Americans as people, but to only think of them as Americans, which is, I guess, a derogatory term in and of itself for Canadians at this point, because Canadians and Americans hate each other so much. The soldier, before he was suicide bombed, also called them hosers, which I'd never heard that term before, but apparently it's a derogatory term for Canadians that comes from hockey. People that would smooth out the ice were called hosers. They would literally hose it down, and it's just a derogatory term because that's like the lowest of the low in hockey. I'm not used to hating Canadians, so I don't know a lot of Canadian hate terms. In the Fallout universe, it obviously makes sense. So Steph is able to cross the border, not before killing the border guard who's waiting there and asking for her passport. She kills him and continues on. She kills another guy for his pork and beans. It's obvious that that is her primary functioning method at this point in time. She's only in it for herself, and she will not let anybody get in her way. That was a shocking revelation about her. We knew she was Canadian, but I didn't see this coming with her essentially wanting to get revenge on America. It explains her psychotic nature. I think she would do very well in a post-apocalyptic world on the surface. So Lucy and Hank are still in the big vault, headquarter vault, I guess is what I would call it, and she is critiquing the morality of his plan, in that it does stop people from killing each other, but it's not morally right. Hank says, perfect is the enemy of good. What he means by that is, if you continue to pursue perfection and accept nothing less than that, then you will not come up with anything. It's better to have something that is 90% good than something that is 0% good. He's essentially saying, at least I'm trying, at least I'm doing something. Lucy tells him that she is going to shut it all down and take him back to the vault. You know, she's still running with that plan to take him back and face justice, but she doesn't know how to do that. She asks him, how do I do that? Hank is still playing along with this. He's so overconfident that she's not capable of actually doing anything. And so he explains it to her. He explains that the dial on the boxes, by the way, they're called boxes. The boxes have a dial that controls the amount of amnesia that these people have. So all these times that we've seen their heads exploding is when he's turning up the amnesia. He's actively deleting their memories. And until he got it right, apparently that memory deletion was too much and caused their heads to explode. And then once they are a blank slate and there's nothing left, the mainframe starts importing new ideas into their head, which are obviously of a very polite, good-natured person. Important to know. Important to know. Although it's not possible to reverse the amnesia effects. To prevent him from creating more, they would have to destroy the mainframe in the basement. And so he offers to take her there, to the basement, to the mainframe, in a golf cart. And of course, she's never heard of golf or any sport of any kind. And so she questions what that even is. And Hank takes this opportunity to do something that he probably never thought that he would be able to do, raising his child in the vault, which is teach her how to drive. And at this moment, when I was watching that, I almost felt a little sympathy for him that he didn't get to live a normal life with his daughter. But of course, all of this is self-imposed. Lucy calls him out on that as well. She says, we did have a normal life, and then you wrecked it. And it's true. So they make it to the basement. There's lots of shelves housing data, and there's some of the employees, if you will, cleaning up and just sorting and doing their jobs, because that's all they know how to do. So they're walking up to the mainframe door when the same legionary that Lucy had fought in the prior episode very politely tells her to mind the floor because he just mopped and doesn't want her to slip and get hurt. She has a quick flashback of what he was doing to her before, and I think at this point, because that flashback was so visceral emotionally to her, it makes her doubt her perception of Hank's plan and how it could actually be the right thing to do, because as she spells it out in front of Hank, it would stop the Legion from doing what they've been planning, which is to hurt a lot of people, as they are known to do. So they don't end up going in the mainframe room. I don't know what Hank thought Scott would happen if she didn't suddenly change her mind. Was he just going to let her walk in there and explain what they ended up seeing? I don't know. He's just so overconfident that nothing could possibly destroy this plan that he's created. So Max, Thad, Cooper, and Dogmeat are now traveling together, trying to find Lucy/Cooper's family. Thad briefly tries to talk Ghoul with Cooper and relate to him on Ghoul-like things, but Cooper doesn't respond. He's not going to have anything to do with a conversation as pointless as that. Max starts asking him where they're going, what they're going to do, and Cooper says they need to go to Lucky 38, but in order to do that, they need to go kit up, get some new weapons so that they can kill the Deathclaws. And then he turns it around on Max, points a gun at him, and demands that he explain where he got that, meaning the cold fusion. Maybe he saw it glowing in his hand or his pocket. He somehow knew that Max had cold fusion in his hand. Max says he's not going to give it to Cooper and that he will only give it to Lucy because she is a good person and she will do the right thing with it. Cooper's not going to fight it at this point because he's got a plan in his mind on how he's going to get Max to turn over the cold fusion. So he lets it go and they continue on. Back to our flashback in the hotel. Cooper has paid off an employee of the hotel to take Hank back to his room. And lo and behold, it's Steph. Steph is working for the Lucky 38. So she's clearly worked her way up in the world. Even though she's just a maid, it's still the Lucky 38. But it's not enough for her. She wants more. She wants to be able to survive the oncoming nuclear devastation. And so she tries to get a job at Vault-Tec through Cooper. Cooper tells her to ask Hank because he's the one that actually works there. She stops asking at that point and rolls Hank away to his room. What my theory is she does talk to Hank. They make some sort of plan. Maybe he's pissed that they took the cold fusion out of his neck, and so he tries to formulate a plan with Steph to get back at Cooper or Barb. And I think that might have something to do with what is in Hank's keepsake box that Steph is so determined to get her hands on. So we're still in flashback mode, and Cooper meets Congresswoman Diane Welch at the Atomic Wrangler. It's really cool. We got to see pre-war Atomic Wrangler. Looks even better than it does post-war, of course. And I noticed they had an actual deer head mounted above the bar instead of the Brahmin head that we see in the games. I thought that was a funny little detail. So he meets Diane after bailing her out of jail. I guess she got in trouble protesting again. And he tells her that he believes that she is a good person, but he critiques her delivery of it, referencing the VA meeting where she gave the most boring speech imaginable. She has a good heart and a good direction, but she's not very good at selling it. So she turns it back on him and asks him, how much do you actually know about Vault-Tec and why your wife is in Las Vegas? I don't know why she is so in the know about his wife being there. She knows to ask questions that I wouldn't expect her to know to ask. It's very sus. I think she's been given information by someone else who is a bad person. Cooper flat out tells her everything. He's very naive pre-war. He explains to her why his wife is there, what the transaction is, but suggests that if the transaction fell through and he were to give the cold fusion to her instead, what would she do with it? Her response right away, no hesitation, is to give it away to the public. Maybe she was coached to say that, or maybe she truly believes that. But anytime I hear the government say they're going to give something away to the public, yeah, I don't believe it. I guess when compared to for-profit corporations like Mr. House and Robco and Vault-Tec, government probably looks a lot better. And to sweeten the deal, she says that he can give the cold fusion directly to the President of the United States, who has so coincidentally just arrived in Las Vegas 2 hours ago by plane. Again, I don't know how much discussion was had between Cooper and Diane to schedule this meeting and if he told her anything, but the fact that the president is there and ready to take it right away is definitely suspect to me. But that's enough for Cooper. He says it's a done deal. I will give it to the president. Back in the present, Max, Thad, and Cooper have found themselves a lovely little NCR armory that still has plenty of weapons, including a grenade launcher, a hunting rifle, and my favorite sniper in all the games, which is the Gauss rifle. Thad, once again, tries to talk Ghoul with Cooper and bond with him, get a little more information about what he should expect as a Ghoul, and he shows him the mutated mouth thing that he has growing on his collarbone. Cooper looks at it like it's something he's never seen before in his life, and that's saying something. If Cooper hasn't seen what's happening to you, you should be concerned. Again, he doesn't respond to any of Thad's questions, and so he just backs off again. Then Max asks Cooper why he's even helping them, because that's not really in his character to just help people out of the goodness of his heart. Cooper says, well, it's not out of the goodness of my heart. If you want to take a single thing from this room, you have to give me the cold fusion now. Even though you said you wanted to give it to Lucy because she's a good person, this is the route that you're going to have to take. Max refuses once again, so Cooper says, well, we're just going to have to do it the way that Mr. House did it, and that is through brute force, in the form of a beautifully designed NCR Veteran Ranger power armor set. They couldn't have done a better job designing a power armor set for the NCR, and it's so beautiful that it nearly brings Max to tears. And he folds right away. He hands Cooper the cold fusion without even looking at it because he's so enamored with power armor. So that completes that transaction. They grab their weapons and head to Vegas. There is a very brief scene of Norm waking up after being choked out by Ronnie to hear all of the other 31 dwellers discussing what to do with him. Ronnie says that he's pretty sure that the Vault-Tec handbook says they can punish him by death for impersonating management. Of course, if it's in the Vault-Tec handbook, then it must be morally correct decision. Everybody else immediately agrees. Okay, yeah, let's kill him. They notice Norm is awake. He is able to ask one question, which is, what's going to happen to my vault? But of course they don't answer it, and they end up knocking him out again. Back in Vault 32, Chet is doing the dishes while Steph works. He brings up to her that he found out that they're getting married and mockingly tells her how excited he is. He's hilarious. I'm very excited that after this episode he's probably going to start acting like a normal person now that he's not pretending like everything is fine. He then asks Steph why are we getting married? And she shoots him down right away and just says, shut up, I'm working, I'm not going to acknowledge you right now. And he's like, okay, and goes back to doing the dishes like the little house husband that he is, only to find that the garbage disposal isn't draining because there are a pair of glasses down in there, and he recognizes them as Woody's glasses and gets very upset. He dares to ask Steph, have you seen Woody recently? You know what happened to Woody, where he's been? She responds saying that he's been moved to Vault 31 in another leadership exchange program. He gets super pissed right away because he knows that that's not true, especially because that's what they said about Norm. When Norm left the vault and Chet knew that was happening, he knows that that is code word for they are dead or have been exiled from the vault. So he breaks the glasses in half in his anger and then shoves them back in the garbage disposal. I can only take this as him trying one more time to ignore the problems around his life and hope that pushing it away, even physically, will make it all go away. Definitely a stupid decision on his part, but I think it was mostly emotionally motivated anyway. And then in Vault 33, the water rationing has gotten so bad that now vault dwellers cannot shower or even flush toilets. And Betty is sitting in her desk, stressing, trying to figure out what she should do. And eventually she gives in, she stands up and opens a safe hidden behind a painting in the overseer office and takes out Hank's keepsake box. She must send some sort of message to Steph and leaves the box in the inner vault chamber. Steph walks up to the box thinking that she's alone and looks at it in such a sentimental way that I feel like it can be nothing but something to do with her mom. Because that's the only person that we have seen in this show that she has any sort of emotional attachment to is her mother. Or it's something that happened between her and Hank in that hotel, which we haven't seen that interaction yet, or any pre-war interaction between them. Still a mystery to me, but we're getting closer, and I really hope that they reveal what it is next episode. We don't have to wait for the next season. So Betty corners Steph and forces her to agree once again. She said, you promised that you would divert 50% of your water supply to us. She also mentions that they were scared of Steph when she worked at the Vault-Tec office pre-war, which checks out because Steph is terrifying, and I guess even then the mask was slipping a little bit. So Steph agrees. She said, yes, you're going to get your water, but I can't speak for the future. I can't speak for anything that happens after that. This is definitely some sort of veiled threat. I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know if the keepsake box has something to do with what she's gonna do. She's just cryptic as hell. So that ends that interaction. Back in Freeside, Max, Thad, and Cooper are making their way towards the strip gate, and everybody starts to notice the NCR power armor walking through Freeside. It's probably something they haven't seen in decades, and everyone gets so excited. They all start following them towards the strip, yelling, get us our city back, kill the Death Claws, long live the new California Republic. I think it's funny that they say our city as if any more than 5% of these people could ever make it into the strip. It's not exactly accessible. Max feels very proud in this moment. He sees a little boy that looks very similar to what he looked like when he was a kid and recognizes that he was once that little boy looking up at the soldiers, the NCR soldiers, and admiring them and wanting to be like them. And I think he feels more loved and more worthy of that love now, wearing NCR armor versus the Brotherhood. So they reach the gate and they start to do some tactical planning when Thad's arm falls off. Just straight up falls off at the shoulder. It's all green and like rotted at the shoulder. Cooper once again is looking at him like something he's never seen before. Thad is trying to justify it with himself, saying, this is normal for ghouls, right? Like, this happens to ghouls all the time. They decide that Thad is not suitable to move on to fight, and Cooper and Max proceed alone. So following the reconsideration of Hank's plan at the mainframe door, Lucy has put on her yellow dress. She's gotten all cleaned up and goes to have lunch/dinner with her dad in his room. They're eating mashed potatoes and they are being served by the NCR guy who was also put under Hank's control in the last episode. Lucy starts to ask him if he remembers anything about her when they had met before, or the NCR, or anything in the world at all besides what has happened in the last 24 hours. And he just has a blank look on his face, no reaction. Hank is also getting uncomfortable with Lucy asking him these questions because it exposes how non-human these people are made when they are put under his box control. I don't know if she made the decision now or if she had made the decision before any of this happened, but I think this really seals the deal for her that although this technology does help to prevent people like Legionaries from killing everyone, it's a double-edged sword, and it also zombifies good people that have redeemable qualities. Hank starts to mansplain to Lucy how the NCR are really no different from the Legion because they have their problems too, such as high taxes, expansionist tendencies, and unpopular foreign policy, and tells her very patronizing, you'll understand when you're older. Okay, bro. Also, I think it's funny that he points out these minor little problems with the NCR when compared to the Legion, given that just at the beginning of this episode, he said to Lucy, perfect is the enemy of good. What happened to that sentiment, Hank? There is no perfect society, but there are good societies that don't need to be turned into these walking computer zombies. I thought that was very hypocritical and insulting to Lucy's intelligence that he thought she wouldn't point out or understand the vast difference between the NCR and the Legion. He is pulling a pie out of the oven with his still cuffed hands and ends up burning himself on it. So Lucy stands up and offers to help him, pulls out the key to the cuffs and unlocks one of them. And while she's doing that, she's keeping eye contact with him. She tells him, you know, Dad, I think I do understand. One of these groups are murderous slavers who kill everyone in their path and torture people and put them up on crosses. The other one have some vaguely problematic policies. And as she says that, she cuffs the unlocked cuff to the handle of the oven, effectively trapping him there. And at the exact same time, she also removes his Pip-Boy and backs away before he can grab her. Perfectly executed. She is brilliant. I was very proud of Lucy in this moment. And so she thanks him one more time for being a good father, and because of that, she's not a fudging idiot and didn't fall for any of the BS that he's been spewing to her this whole time. So she runs off while he is freaking out. At the exact same time, Claudia is untying Norm, and she's like, we gotta get out of here. I'm done with this. We need to leave. Norm says, okay, but first I need to do something. Goes over to the ham radio and just starts broadcasting a message to both Lucy and her dad that he needs help, and questions his dad on why he didn't tell him about all of this stuff with the vault. Unfortunately, Ronnie and the other dwellers do find them, but we don't see what happens after that. But it's not going to be good. So, the wedding between Steph and Chet is happening. They go through the typical wedding vows, officiated by, of course, Davey. He asks Steph, do you take Chet to be your husband? She says, I do. And then he asks Chet, do you take Steph to be your wife? He hesitates and then says, I don't. And everybody is shocked. So he explains that he wanted to wait until he was around a lot of witnesses and starts to spill everything that he has learned or suspected about Steph so far. He doesn't think that Woody is in Vault 31. He thinks Steph hurt him. He justifies that by saying he found Woody's glasses in their garbage disposal. When Davey asks him where those glasses are, Chet freezes and realizes, oh, I'm an idiot and I destroyed the glasses. But the one evidence that he didn't destroy was Steph's Canadian ID. So he tells everybody, Steph isn't from a vault. She is over 200 years old. But the real kicker, the one thing that really set them off, was the fact that she is Canadian. He shows them the ID and says she's Canadian, and they're all outraged. They're like, how could we have a Canadian in our American vault? It's so funny how much they hate Canadians. So Steph realizes she can't get out of this one. There's no explaining her way out of this one. So she decides to run. She sprints back to the overseer office with the entire vault chasing after her, demanding an explanation, and locks herself in there. As for what she's going to do in there, can't be good. If anything, I think she might start withholding resources from the vault dwellers until they agree to obey her. She's a bloodthirsty psychopath, so there is no limits to what her reaction could be. Max and Cooper are taking on the Deathclaws at the Strip. Specifically, Max is. Cooper just tells him, "You're gonna stand between me and the Deathclaw. I'm not touching those things." He's still terrified of the Deathclaws. Max prepares himself mentally and physically and charges at the first Deathclaw and just starts fighting it in hand-to-hand combat, which is a crazy thing to do. It's not something I would ever do in the games. He slices open its chest with the giant blade on the forearm of the suit and then just starts punching it and throwing it around, and he's doing a great job. I will say Max is very good in power armor. Meanwhile, Cooper is making his way to the steps of the Lucky 38. Unfortunately, Max gets stuck in a car with the blade on his arm, and the Deathclaw turns on Cooper, starts going towards him. We get to see a few cool shots from the Gauss rifle that Cooper has. Sounds awesome, looks awesome. Just before the Deathclaw is about to reach Cooper, Max grabs it by the horns and slices its head off. Very well done. Cooper displays his gratitude. He tips his hat at him, and then Max takes on the rest of the Deathclaws that are now coming out of the woodworks, and Cooper enters Lucky 38. Final scene is actually a 3-part scene jumping between Cooper and Lucky 38, Cooper in the flashback with the president, and Lucy in the headquarter vault going to the mainframe room. In our flashback, Cooper and Barb are standing next to an unmarked black car. She says to him, the only way to save Janie is by saving the world. And that's what they believe they're doing at this point. By handing off, by the way, that's the name of the episode, The Handoff, by handing off the cold fusion to the president. So Cooper gets in the car with Diane and the president, President Clancy Brown, President Mr. Krabs. It's interesting to actually have a face to the president now, for the last president before the bombs dropped. There's no question that this is the president. Everybody knows what the president looks like. Cooper would obviously recognize if somebody who wasn't the president of the United States was sitting in that car. I guess there's the possibility of a body double for the president, but I don't think they're going to do that with 2 different characters in one season. It's too much. Cooper has a very short conversation with him about how he's doing the right thing, and then he hands him the cold fusion. And in that moment, Cooper plugs in the cold fusion to the console in Mr. House's suite, which he remembered where the button was from seeing House open it centuries ago. Lucy also unlocks the door to the mainframe with her dad's Pip-Boy. And when she opens the door, she sees something that she was definitely not expecting to see: the severed head of Diane Welch with the same helmet that Mr. House uses to upload his consciousness to the computer. That's shocking. Didn't see that coming. But after watching it again and just thinking about it more, it does make sense that her head is being used as the mainframe, because Hank said the mainframe uploads new ideas into the heads of the controlled subjects, and Diane Welch is a pure of heart person. She advocates for all the right things. She is polite. She is cordial. She is well groomed. I think she doesn't even know the reality of what's going on with the president and the government. But that doesn't exactly explain how Hank or whoever got a hold of her and put her in there. Unless Hank is with the Enclave, which is kind of something that I've been suspecting anyway. I think the president of the United States is the Enclave, because the Enclave is descendants of the U.S. government. And so Cooper is effectively handing the cold fusion to the Enclave. And the Enclave, as we know from Season 1, Episode 1, are still in possession of the cold fusion at that point. So, unless something happens in between this handoff, the Enclave have possession of cold fusion from when Cooper hands it to them to when Wiltzig gets his head cut off and Lucy has possession of it. But that doesn't really make sense, because Cooper, when he plugs the cold fusion back into Mr. House's console, that is what causes Mr. House's head to come back up on the screen and his consciousness to be there again. Even though he's dead because the screen was blank, which in the games, if you kill Mr. House or you kill his body, then he is no longer on the screen. You can't talk to it anymore. So, I don't know. It's like maybe there is a backup consciousness that can only be powered by cold fusion, that if Mr. House's body is destroyed, that could be used instead. Or Mr. House did have the cold fusion during the events of New Vegas, and the Enclave got a hold of it somehow between then and the beginning of Season 1. There's a lot of questions there. But yes, Mr. House is back in his form that we see him in the games. I guess we'll find out in next week's finale episode. You guys will see my video on Saturday as always. Hopefully that answers all our questions, and I'm sure it will open up a whole slew of other questions that won't be answered until Season 3, because they are getting a Season 3. Let me know your theories on all the unanswered questions. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week for the finale episode. Until then, peace out.